Transcranial direct current stimulation, also known as tDCS, is a non-invasive brain stimulation technique that has been and is still being used to understand and help people with Alzheimer's disease. tDCS uses an anode and a cathode attached to surface electrodes onto the scalp over a specific brain area. They inject a low amplitude of direct current to produce a range of effects that are beneficial to the prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation of individuals with Alzheimer's disease. tDCS has a range of applications, with its effects being related to what brain area is being stimulated and its properties. The role of anodal tDCS is to increase excitability, and the role of cathodal tDCS is to decrease excitability. According to Gasley and colleagues in 2015, Alzheimer's disease is defined by a cognitive and behavioral deterioration which is strongly correlated with the aging process. A study done explicitly on Alzheimer's defines the disease as defects in episodic memory, working memory, and executive functioning, which are all psychological aspects that tDCS can affect, as seen in the relevant literature. Through the application of this previous research done in tDCS and Alzheimer's, tDCS electrodes can be placed in areas associated with memory, an example of this being an anode over the left temporal cortex, as done by Hassan in 2012. A meta-analysis conducted by Gasley and colleagues claimed that the stimulation of anodal or cathodal tDCS enables either an increase or decrease in cortical excitability. Statistically significantly, alterations to the cognitive functioning of patients with Alzheimer's disease was made, and in turn showing effects in behavior. This information is important because it looks at the psychological enhancements with the use of tDCS. This is supported by research conducted in a study in 2013 by Beinsner and colleagues, who specifically investigated anodal tDCS and were able to conclude that anodal tDCS can temporarily reverse non-beneficial effects of aging on cognition and brain activity and connectivity. Psychologically, the effects of anodal tDCS reflect the definition outlined by previous research explicitly in the executive functioning, working memory, and episodic memory, showing a change in what is psychologically defined as Alzheimer's disease. Future research that would be beneficial into tDCS in Alzheimer's patients would be to use tDCS in parallel with other psychologically proven memory enhancing techniques. tDCS was found by Fowler to be effective with patients with or without Alzheimer's, therefore introducing a study with multiple baselines with tDCS and psychological techniques would allow for greater understanding into rehabilitation techniques and patterns for patients with Alzheimer's disease. All future research will enable better understanding in how the brain works and operates. In conclusion, tDCS is an effective treatment, preventative and rehabilitative technique for people with Alzheimer's disease, through improvements being shown in working memory, executive functioning, and episodic memory. Here are my references. Thank you for listening.